Hello, 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 hello. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a really nice Memorial holiday. I did. I got to spend time with my family, um, which can be refreshing and challenging. But there was good food, and I thoroughly needed it. But that's not why I am piping up this morning. I wanted to talk about a recent experience that I had with music actually, and don't tune out if you don't care about music or if you're not a musician. Just stick around for a minute because there's something really interesting and dynamic and beautiful about music that we should take note of when we look at our workplace, when we look at effective performance and organizational culture and high performing teams. So I had the pleasure last week of sitting down to watch my wife perform with a local community choir, and they're good. They're very professional. I mean, for a group that's a non-auditioning group, they're very good. And it reminded me of some key aspects of the artistry and of musicianship that are absolutely transferable to other areas of life. And I've been a percussionist for many years, so I've worked on tuning into these things over time, and they've been a constant influence for me. And then more recently, I've been picking up guitar. I see the same themes there, and when I was witnessing this choir performance, I saw the same themes there. And that is that for something that's such an organic experience with high sense of purpose and pretty strong emotional impact and putting me into creating a sense of peace for me or a sense of excitement for me, something to sum it up, the experience is very organic, very human. And it's common that when we talk about organic things like community or morale at work, you know, those are organic, and therefore we don't need to really apply discipline to those things. They don't come out of process. They don't come out of rules and regulations. We need to get rules and regulations out of the picture, out of the way, so that the organic stuff can flourish. And sometimes that's true, absolutely. But the rich organic experience that you or I have from spending time with really good music comes from a place of lots and lots of discipline. And it comes from high levels of skill. And it comes from many hours of rehearsal. The people who produce this incredible organic experience have invested themselves and along with their colleagues in many hours of disciplined rehearsal because they are training their minds and training their bodies and training their hearts really to produce beauty together. The same has been true of percussion in my years of experience. I've done the drumline thing in marching band. I've played drum set for a variety of groups, and there is a very big difference, a very stark difference between sort of playing together and doing it okay, passable, versus mastery and the experience of mastery. When you and the people with you experience mastery together, There is a there is sort of a connection to beauty and the experience of beauty that I don't find anywhere else. Um, it is profound. Now, talking about the workplace, how the hell does that relate to music and good music? Well, the workplace is this weird agreement between an organized system, right, with roles and rules and policies and processes, uh, all attached to performing a service, producing a product. We're looking for profit or some outcome, right? It's a partnership between that system, that organized body, and a workforce of people, of human beings. Um, People are notoriously difficult to bring the best out of, really difficult to manage, especially when they are unhappy. That is just a tough nut to crack. And it's a wild organic thing, this community of people that joins a company to create the workforce. And we should recognize that organic experience of the workforce and the organic experience of performance in work, if it's going to be transcendent, if it's going to have high levels of performance and excellence, it needs a really good underpinning of discipline and structure, right? For every beautiful song that you've ever heard, there are pages of written notes that follow a specific agreed upon set of rules, right? It's as if, if you were writing a novel, there's common language that's present. For every team that performs just in sync together and understands each other and has a shared mission, right? Or multiple teams who are performing well together and have a shared mission. Anywhere you find innovation, anywhere you find people loving their place of work, there's an underpinning shared language. There's an underpinning set of expectations and rules that are followed, and they're not stifling rules, right? I mentioned at the beginning of the chat, sometimes you have to pull back on policies and procedures and such, right, to free up the organic behaviors. You want the organic chaos to happen, but you need to start looking more closely at the systems and operating norms underneath workforce performance, and think of it in terms of what shared structures are best at facilitating mastery with people. It's, I think, a change in orientation from let's make policies and procedures and apply them to people, to an orientation of what supporting policies and procedures and structures will facilitate people, right? What has the end result of creating that transcendent sense of beauty in performance? Anyway, this dawned on me. I was reminded of this last week, and I wanted to get it out of my head and share it with you. If you're a musician, I hope that some of this resonates. If you're not, go listen to something that plucks your heartstrings, and while you're listening to it, imagine the type of disciplined rehearsal and the structure of music that's underneath that thing that's so beautiful to you. Um, anyway, I hope this is interesting to you. It's fascinating to me, and gosh, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday, rest of your week. For those who have kids, welcome to nearly the end of the school year and the beginning of the summer. Let's get ready for for the transition we have to experience. And cheers.